here's a list idea. Yep, for Ironjawz. Thanks to all the patrons. Use code MDG for Baron of Dice. Join the Discord, Wybarian. Yep. Okay, so I think according to the new points, this should be 1990. It's 2 drops. Its general is Kragnos. You're running 3 units of Soggy Gorgruntas, a Tusk boss that has the trophy rack. The other regiment is a Mega Boss with a reinforced unit of Brutes, and the Mega Boss has the Eye for Defight, heroic trait. This is the list. Okay, so here's the idea of how this list is going to work, and thanks to Aaron Newbaum for this sort of idea, because this is coming from him. For him, he was telling me it was like his idea was to run like lots of pigs. Yeah. Anyway, he's a fantastic player, great guy. Love having him around. Okay, so it's 2 drops, which means you're going to get to make your opponent go first most of the time, unless they deploy really poorly. The double drop the double turn is still really strong and real, so don't discount it. I'd say, and I'm still working through this myself. I haven't put this on the table yet and actually played it. I got another 2.5 or 3 weeks of work, and it's really busy. And after that, I'm going to be able just to like play lots and lots of games. So I'm still like in the thinking, brainstorming phase. So let me know what you think in the comments about the list or whatever I say or do or what have you, or join the Discord. It's even better. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna probably deploy this unit first. We can probably stick, this is an obscuring piece of terrain, so we could very well try to like stick this unit in a position where they're gonna get obscuring, but it probably won't matter. We'll definitely give the Mega Boss obscuring. These guys are gonna come into play later in the game and are gonna be a little bit slower. Up next, we're gonna take a unit of Gorgruntas. On this map, I can see there's like, by the way, this is Roiling Roots, and it's all up on TTS now. So this is like, actually, they did a really good job. It's crazy how fast they did this, but they did a really, really good job, and it's already ready. It's already here, so that's super cool. Anyway, so this unit is going to be, I sort of see like 3 lanes, right? There's this lane kind of going down the middle, this lane coming on the right-hand side, and then there's like this lane with this objective on the other side. If we're taking our battle tactics are going to be, well, and I'm still a little bit unsure about this. We're definitely going to take Restless Energy. And what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to take the objectives in our opponent's territory. Right? That's going to be the big one. It's like take an objective away from our opponent. Take the objective within enemy territory. And then table our opponent and control everything on the battlefield, essentially. Right? And then for a second tactic, it's either going to be... I don't know. I mean, like... Wrathful Cycles requires you to be the underdog. So I think we're going to jump up to an early lead. I think we're going to be able to get our early ones pretty quick. So I don't want to wait till like turn 3, turn 4 to be the underdog. So I don't think we're going to take this one. Scouting Force is also fine, like, but we only have 4 units that are scouts, and one of them is a brute brick. Right? They are easy to get outside of friendly territory, but it says, 3 or more objectives or terrain features in a combination by friendly scout units. They must be within enemy territory. Does this one even have 3 in enemy territory? I mean, this is, if we look at the battle plan, I guess you have to control, you have to control all 3 of these, which is something that we'll be doing, I guess, but you have to control it with scout units, which means like all of our pigs have to survive. So that doesn't feel super good. And then the other one is going to be this one, where it's like you have to seize the center, which I think we can do in an aggressive list like this, right? Like we could do it, for example, with the Mega Boss and the Brutes. You'll see as we play. but then you have to do like this retreat and then charge. So I don't know if we have enough units to do this. We probably could do this. I think we probably could do this one, actually. So Attune to Gairan is going to be the second one. Like, these battle tactics are everything. So we have to retreat, 2 retreat and 2 charge, and we have to charge into something that was retreated from. And then, yeah, we have to just, like, table our opponent, essentially. Right, with this one. On this map in particular. Right? Okay, so it's like, we have to control the things in our opponent's territory, and we have to table our opponent. Okay. Totally doable. But I see 3 lanes, and I see these 2 objectives here, and this deep objective here. Okay, and then this objective off on the right side, and our home objective. In fact, we should probably position our... Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Second unit of pigs is going to go here, where I'm sort of seeing this lane or this lane here, right? And that's our... this is our second drop light. This unit of pigs can probably just go maybe over here. We're going to take this objective and probably put ourselves in a position to take this objective. So we can just kind of do maybe something just like this, right? We'll just like rotate ourselves so we're over here. These guys are obviously going to be like right on the line. And then Kragnos goes front and center. I kind of misdeployed the brutes here. They should probably be like a little bit further off to give Kragnos more of a central role, a central position. Probably even do something like this, right? And then the Tusk Boss is either going to be like over on the right flank and he's going to be heading towards this place of power, or over here heading towards this obscuring piece of terrain, or maybe he'll just kind of stay somewhere in the middle. But it'll kind of depend on where our opponent has given us some kind of deployment information. But this is the general idea. It's like up front you have these sideways turned gruntas, and then in the back you have the 2 big boys as well as the mega boss and whatever. And the Tusk Boss in this list could easily be replaced with a Hacken crew. I don't have a good model for that. But it could easily be replaced with the Hacken crew. The pros and the cons... Oh, and he also has the Tusk Boss also has the whatchamacallit, the monstrous. Oops, that's the wrong. The monstrous trait. Where it is, Soggy Ironjawz. Yeah, he has a Fasten. Right, it can use a normal movability in my hero phase, but I'm gonna be saving it for later. Don't forget that. In this list, he has 15 control and he has 15 control. So when I'm looking at taking my opponent's stuff later in the game, and when I'm looking at taking like these 2 objectives in like the mid game, you know, like it's a lot of control. The Hacking crew gives extra mobility, but we still do have Fasten, right? Anyway, so you force your opponent to go first, and this is what you're looking at your opponent. If your opponent is like, well, how far can these guys move? It's like, okay, well, a Gore Grunta can move 9 inches, right? And then it can 3d6 charge. So on average, it'll be moving 19 inches, right? And it can fly over infantry. So if your opponent like shoves a big infantry brick in the middle, the Gore Gruntas are going to be able to jump over them and get into squishy stuff from behind. And then there's always the probability that you spike. Let's say that you roll like 16 for a charge. In fact, if we just want to take 3d6 dice, right? It's like 13. So that's 22. That's 22 inches of movement. That my pigs can fly over infantry, right? Like, if you're looking at this as your opponent, what are you doing? I made you go first. This is scary to look at. Are you stepping out and touching this? Are you stepping out and just touching this and giving me all of this board presence? It's like, maybe, right? So yeah, it's going to give you lots of space to do stuff with. So that's the idea. It's like you're going to be moving up, you know, Gore Grunta's 9, and you'll have to forgive my movement shenanigans here, but like Gore Grunta's 9, right? Kragnos is going to like move up, run up, whatever. Tusk Boss is going to come up the same, you know. Oh, and you're also going to Mighty Destroyers because you're playing the Brute Fist. So these guys are actually going to be 3 inches further than I said they were. If you want to, you can also move these guys 3 inches further, or you can wait. It depends on what your opponent did, right? Kragnos is going to run, so he's going to end up here. And then it's like from here, you're 3d6 charging. So 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? We're going to spend a CP to re-roll that and get 7 again. But still, it's like, even with a 7-inch charge, like we're coming for you, right? This unit on the right's going to charge 12, 13, 14, 15-inch charge. That's flying over infantry, right? Like, I hope that whatever you have, like, look at that reach. Ridiculous amounts of reach crashing in. It's the fact that we can jump over our opponents and get into that squishy backline stuff. So, and after this, like after we charge in with our stuff, you know, we're mighty destroyering, and after that, and we have all these really nasty pigs. So whatever's back in our opponent's backline, if we can get past some of the infantry up front, we're going to be really like being nasty, right? We're going to just reach out and grab some of these objectives here or whatever, right? So, you know, like, it's not unreasonable for us to control a lot of the battlefield with this, you know, and then it's like our opponent takes their turn. We get the double. So if we get the double immediately, it's like fasten, right? 10-inch move, right? Oh, more moving, charging, right? It's like wherever our opponent is, like, we're going to be able to reach out and touch them. And then mighty destroyers, and all of a sudden we're like controlling everything on the table. You might not bring in because you're bringing in the Tusk Boss and and Kragnos, like, you know, like later in the game, and then the Mega Boss and the Brutes are here to like fight whatever big scary thing they have, or if they have a big infantry brick, right? So like if like your opponent was able to, you know, bring a big infantry brick up into the middle of the board, it's like it's going to be the Brutes and the Mega Boss that are going to come in and try to fight that, right? Because, you know, the Brutes have anti-infantry. You know, it depends on what you're playing against, right? But mighty destroyers running early, 3d6 charging a little bit later, and then yeah, whatever's left over at the end of the game, it's like Kragnos and the Tusk Boss are going to come in with their 15 control apiece and try to clean up whatever's left. The Tusk Boss, if he's coming in like later, like turn 3 or turn 4 even, right? Like if he's coming in a little bit later, he's just been running himself in circles, building up that momentum to really come crashing in at some point in the game, right? So I don't know. I think that the thing that Aaron said that really convinced me about this list, or about this style, is, and he didn't mention Kragnos specifically, but I kind of feel like Kragnos, if you're going for hypermobility, is going to be super good. Like, Kragnos is strong. Don't get me wrong. He's pointed aggressively, right? I think he's pretty strong, but they score well, right? If you have Kragnos, taking the center of the map is relatively easy if you're going second, because your opponent is scared, man. They're scared, and they should be scared. They should be. Imagine if on turn 1, like, they shove everything into the middle, and then your gruntas go flying over them, and the brutes come crashing in with Kragnos. The thing is that your opponent's not going to have any recourse after that, because A, the next double is yours, and B, everything's stuck in combat with the Gore Gruntas. You also, if your opponent moves up really aggressively on turn 1, you can save that double mighty destroyers for your opponent's turn, and then like really grind those Gore Gruntas into your opponent's squishy stuff in the back, right? Like, it's a lot. Like, there's a lot coming at you here. So, Viva the Gore Grunta Big Pig. The thing about this list, yeah, again, is just that the Gore Gruntas can fly over infantry, right? So, because it was something that somebody pointed out to me, and in one of my last videos I made, I actually forgot to update the Ironjawz damage for the Gore Gruntas. So the Gore Gruntas actually don't deal as much, as much damage as I thought they did, like, compared to the old ones, right? Like, the old ones actually deal more damage after, like, the charging, after everything's been done, if they're just fighting, right? Yeah, they because the old ones deal like a 2-up D3 mortal wounds, right? So they deal like an average of 2 mortal wounds on top of this. So it's like, it's actually out damaging the new ones. And against cavalry, they actually out damage the new ones against cavalry. So if the meta is really like cavalry heavy, if your local meta is really cavalry heavy, you might actually consider taking the old Gore-Gruntas, because they're going to deal like more damage on the charge versus cavalry than the soggy Gore-Gruntas, and they're 20 points cheaper. But again, they fly over infantry. That's the thing about them that's really scary. They fly over infantry. So, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you would be interested in trying and playing? What tweaks would you make to this list? Do you prefer the Tusk Boss or the Hacken crew? Would you not take Kragnos and instead take more Gruntas and Big Pigs? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Wow.